Almost 11 years ago, my ex-wife abandoned me and our three kids and ran away with AP to raise his own kids with him. We cut her out of our lives, and now she's back with her tail tucked behind her legs. Today would have been our 23 years anniversary if we were together. To add some context to the story, let me take you back to D-Day. 11 years ago, back then we had small children, 8-year-old boy, 6-year-old girl, and 4-year-old boy. Marriage to my ex-wife hasn't always been easy. It's been a roller coaster, and obviously, I think about it from time to time, days like today. But it's mostly just to think about what would have been and what she threw away. My ex-wife was the type that thrived off attention and constantly needs somebody around to talk to her. If she texts me and I go an hour without texting her back, she gets mad. This went back all the way when we were dating. I am the opposite. While it may be nice to have somebody around all the time, I don't necessarily need it, and I can go for days without talking or seeing anybody. Most of our arguments centered around how I'm not always giving her enough compliments or attention. I had a busy work schedule, and I was the primary breadwinner because she doesn't make much from her job, and not much is expected of her. When I come home, I still do the majority of house chores, yet she wanted me to come home and still make time to worship her. Despite that, I still go out of my way to buy her flowers and chocolates. I still told her I love you always, even when I don't. She still find ways to pick on things that I wasn't doing well. It seemed like I couldn't do anything right. Everything that she could find to criticize or to make me out to be a bad husband, she was picking on me about. If you would have asked me before this rough patch, I would have told you we were very happily married. We got along, worked together through all things. We're raising our kids well, and etc. But lately, she was very unhappy and taking it out on me like I was the worst person in the world. I started suspecting that she was having an affair. One day, while I was on the phone with a customer at home, and I was looking for a paper to write on in a hurry, when I saw she left her handbag on the living room table, I don't want to get into my office, so I dig through her bag looking for a pen and paper. I found her notebook and a pen and wrote on it. After the phone conversation ended, I looked at the paper and saw a side-by-side comparison between me and AP. Naturally, he had more quality than I do. She listed 12 things to my 6 or so. I am better looking, so there's that at least, lol. I cook, I clean, I do whatever she wants, and I'm a good father. He has manly job and wage, a manly truck, awesome excess, passionate, intense, and etc. Sounds great, doesn't it? Perhaps I was once these things too. But after 12 years of marriage and working 12 hours a day to come home and still do dishes and take care of our kids, I guess you get complacent. This speaks like the honeymoon phase of a new relationship. I am a veteran with a desk job that's stressful because I had to talk to customers all day. Alongside that is a sappy teenage girl love poetry that she has written about him. She describes him as someone who loves her so deeply that is undeniable, and she don't need validation for it because he shows it in words and actions consistently all day and every day. She wrote that he's considerate and thoughtful and listens to everything she says and what she means and what it implies. He has helped her learn her self-worth in many different ways, including her skills, ambitions, personality, and appearance. For once, she feels like someone truly finds her beautiful. He works with her to build a strong relationship with solid communication to avoid any issue now or in the future. He will talk to her about serious matters concerning their future relationship. He understands how she feels and will use his words in specific ways that he knows are more effective to what she needs. He needs an incredible mother for his kids because his ex-partner doesn't deserve him. I could go on and on. I was devastated. So, what does that make me? Officially second best? Plan B? Fallback guy? It felt like a stab into the heart. I had the feeling, well, more than a feeling, that when he's interested in a relationship, she would be long gone already. I was afraid that if I confronted her with the writing I found and her love notes, she would deny it. I wanted to find more evidence of an affair before I confront her. I took pictures of what she had written on her notebook and held on it for a few days. Then I lost my temper during an argument and let my emotion get the better of me. I mentioned also that I wouldn't be her plan B. She denied me being plan B, and I just pointed to her notebook and poetry, her side by side comparison. Once again, the denier came hot and fast. She claimed that they don't mean anything and are just a way to get stuff out. And yet, they don't mean anything, just creative writing? Indeed, she has poetry in there about me too, which she pointed out as evidence of her feelings for me. But if one set of poem about me is to be taken seriously, why should another about AP not? Once again, I knew she was lying. And of course, she denies. She insists that I was trying to make our marriage fail, like I'm the bad guy here, as per usual. Her denial enraged me. I tried to walk away. She grabbed me and wouldn't let go and blocked my exit. I screamed at her to let me go. I have never screamed like that to anyone in my life. It scared her. I managed to break free and went and locked myself in the bedroom. She said she was leaving to see her family, but who knows? Maybe she went to see the AP. On top of this, she had me second guessing my interaction with the kids. She's jealous of them and the attention they get from me, in particular, my daughter. But they are young. It's not like I always lavish attention on them. They take the attention they want, they demand it. They are kids. She came back later in the night and told me that she wanted to work on things, but her continuous denial and lying were just pushing me further away. She lied by saying that she was trying to make us work. But how can you make something work on a foundation of lies? I felt like I dropped the ball by telling her about her writing on her notebook, and she would take the relationship underground. I was exhausted and went to bed late. A few weeks later, on Saturday, I made a point to spend more time with her and my kids to have breakfast together. When she finished breakfast and left to go clean up, I started cleaning up and was picking up things from the table when her phone chimed. I have never had a reason to pry or snoop, but because it chimed, I looked down and saw a text from a man that said, "This is what you do to me in the morning." It was at this point I knew what it means when people say, "My heart sank." I took her phone to her and told her to explain the text. She obviously played dumb, and so I told her to unlock the phone and show it to me. She made an half-assed attempt to unlock her phone and swipe it away as quick as she could, but I have seen enough. It was a dick pic, and there were texts above that of her unclothed in our bathroom. At this point, she knew she had been caught red-handed. She admitted to a 7-month affair with a man she met at a bar when she was out with friends. That was the same affair partner she had written about on her notebook. She tried to turn everything on me, saying that it was my fault and I wasn't showing her enough attention. I told her that if the guy is so great, why didn't she just go ahead and move in with him? We got into a heated argument and she stormed off and left. The following day was a birthday for our youngest son, and I still remember him asking me why his mom didn't show up for his birthday. I didn't sugarcoat it. I told him that his mom was with her boyfriend, and I'm not going to be that guy that would lie to his kids. I didn't know how I could put on a happy face for our son, let alone face our friends and family. I had to go and grin and bear it despite the fact that my heart has been ripped to shred, stomped on, spit on, burned, and everything else. After that was over, she didn't show up till 2 days later. I wanted to kick her out, but I needed her to be there to take our kids to school. and look after them. I couldn't understand how a mom could abandon her children for 4 days. The next couple of months was whirlwind, but she basically threw everything for this guy. Turns out that this guy was moving out of state with his kids, and she wanted to go with him. There was no chance for reconciliation between us, so I filed for divorce a month after finding out. I was concerned on how we could share custody, and she left me stunned when she told me to be sure to put in it that I could have full custody of my 2 sons and daughter. She wanted to run away with this guy and didn't want to have anything to do with her previous life, including her own kids. Even her parents couldn't believe it. The first few weeks were torture, trying to balance life as a single dad of 3 kids with a stressful job. I was able to pull through with help of family and babysitters. To make matters worse, her affair partner had shared custody of his kids, so she followed her affair partner with his kids and abandoned hers. The nights were tough because I had to share a bed with my 2 youngest, and because they took it harder than my oldest. 2 months after she left, she didn't pick up the phone and call her own kids or check on them. I have always felt like she had resentment for our kids because they seemed to love me more than her. Knowing how much she enjoys attention, she may have resented us for that. About 5 months later, she reached out to me, telling me that she was coming to town and I should allow her to meet the kids. I shouldn't have agreed, but I did. I did so because I wanted to put a smile on my children's faces. I thought that seeing their mom would make them happy. I didn't know what I was thinking. We planned on meeting at our favorite restaurant when we were still family. My kids spent the entire week looking forward to meeting with their mom. We were supposed to meet up on a Saturday. I dressed up the kids and got them ready to go. My kids all have handcrafted gifts for her, paintings to give to their mom, gifts that took time to make. We were about to enter the car when I received a call from her, telling me that she was canceling. I was dumbfounded. That was one of the worst days of my life. I couldn't get myself to tell my kids that their mom, whom they have been looking forward to meeting for a week, is no longer coming. She didn't even give a good reason why she didn't want to see them anymore. From that day on, she was dead to me. I promised myself never to disappoint my kids like that again because I couldn't bear to see them that sad again. I told them the truth about their mom at that early age, and they resented her. We moved on. I was able to get into a routine with my kids and became comfortable being a single dad. As they got older, they forgot that their mom ever existed. They understood that she abandoned them, and they wrote her off as well. 2 years later, I received a call from my wayward wife saying that she finally wanted to unite with our kids. I told her to stay away from us, and I told her that I would be getting a restraining order if I saw her around our kids. I also told the kids about it, and I'm grateful to have kids that understood what was going on. It turns out that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Her precious boyfriend that she loved so much and showed her so much attention was cheating on her, and they finally broke up. And now she has a low-paying job and no family and was looking to return to her plan B. Now she wants to come back into our life and disrupt us because she needs attention. She soon forgot about us as soon as she found another boyfriend. I wouldn't hear back from her for another 5 years when she came to visit her parents and she wanted to see our kids again. By then, my kids had a better handle of what was going on and didn't want anything to do with her. She accused me of poisoning our kids against her and blaming me for breaking up our family. There was a lot more details of what happened over the years, but after she broke up with her second boyfriend, for whatever reason, she kept jumping from men to men. It seemed like whenever her relationship was in crisis or she's between boyfriends, that would be the time she starts calling and wanting to come back to our life. I did the best I could to protect my children from her. As they grew older, I told them the truth about her, including the evidence on the notebook and the text messages from her boyfriends. I understood that she was selfish and was only looking for who to make her happy and give her attention and harass us once in a while when she gets dumped, for us to know that she's still alive, but we don't pay her any attention. The last time I saw her was a picture that her parents showed me of her, and she was a shell of her old self, and God has rewarded her for what she did to us. She had tried to reach out to my kids, calling them on their cell phones, but they block her immediately and tell me about it. I have an okay relationship with her parents, so they try their best to intercede on her behalf by telling me how much she regrets what she had done and that she's trying to get closure. And I would always tell them that I speak for myself and my children when I say that we got the closure we need when she walked on her kids to raise another man's kids with him. I am happy to tell you that 11 years later, I am a better person for what I've been through, and my sons and daughter are the most amazing young men and women. I have been through counseling and worked on my body, my mind, my career, and my situation in life. And my kids still call me the best dad in the world, which is the title that I cherished most. I am proud of where I am and the dad I am to them. I recently have been dating a woman, and I'm really encouraged with where it's going and the healthy foundation we're building. I know without a doubt I have the tools to love and trust again because I have worked on it and made sure I am ready. So I post this to let all those that have been through infidelity know it does get better. It's the absolute worst emotional roller coaster you will ever be on. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but it can survive and you can come out better. I followed this channel and also read stories on Reddit for the past 5 years, and I see people all the time asking how long it takes to recover. Unfortunately, I think the answer is forever. The scar will never heal, and it's just part of you, but it does get better. Work on yourself and get through the days. Some will be high, some will be low, but over time, there will be far more highs than lows. There will always be days that comes around that makes you remember, but instead of being sad about it, you just wonder and go on with your days. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up so YouTube will recommend my videos. Thank you very much and have a good day.